tell you something that the other side is getting scared about. Why would the other side get scared about it?
Right.
If it wasn't the truth.
Right. There you go.
Why? Why would they get so scared about it? Why would they try to find other
ways to shut him up,
to make it their way?
Right.
By this, I feel like this caravan.
Yeah, no, like this is exactly what it is.
They do every little thing.
Censorship of Alex Jones.
They do everything, every little detail of demolition.
Yeah.
Demolition, if you would call it, I guess, to get their way.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly it. And just like Anomaly talked about it on YouTube. He said that that's exactly how they do. They hide behind women and children and false platitudes of, you should feel bad because of X, Y, and Z. And they hide behind that, and then they creep. They creep further and further into our culture and creep further and further into our government. Just by, holding women and children in front of them and putting themselves on pedestals. And then, confusing the public through media. I mean, not even just social media, but the media you watch on TV, tricking people into believing how they're such great people when they're really not. It's all just a facade. It's all fake.
Now, I'm going to have Bradley read this. And, so he can... this is going to show you guys, what Democrats did then and Democrats doing now. It's pretty much the same thing. But and it's from the past, from when Lincoln was in chair, from then all the way to now. And it just has these, hopefully we get to the point to where we're showing our faces and talking and all that and be able to show you guys on screen on what we're talking about. But, Bradley's going to read this.
Okay, this is from the Alex Jones show. And, do you want me to read this?
No.
Or read that? Okay, yeah, it's from the Alex Jones show. It's a meme. And it says, Democrats in the past, boycotting Republican presidential inaugurations, blocking public school entrances, talking about the Jim Crow laws, and using masked men to intimidate Republicans, talking about the KKK. And then it says, Democrats and the president, boycotting...
President.
Yeah, what did I say?
He said president.
But Democrats and the president. Okay, not president. Okay, Democrats and the president. Boycotting Republican presidential inaugurations. Truth. Blocking public school entrances. So true. I think they're talking about the school shootings and whatnot, trying to make a big skeptical. And then using masked men to intimidate Republicans. And it looks like it's a picture of Antifa. Yeah, it is Antifa, which is true. Antifa is completely in line. I mean, it's obvious that they're in line. I mean, what was it, just a few months ago? Or was it last year? Antifa was protesting George Soros because Soros didn't pay Antifa anything. How can it be any more blatant? How can it be any more in your face at that point? And that's what I like about the whole walk away movement. # walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, it's like telling Democrats, hey, you don't have to be a part of that anymore. You don't have to be part of the lies. You don't have to be part of the hate, the racism anymore. Don't have to use gender politics or anything like that, or racial politics. You can just be a normal human being and be a part of America.
Why can't we just be one? One in America. Now, I'm not talking about the world here, people. That's globalism.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Uncheck globalism at that,
Yeah, I'm talking about just one in our, what you would call, community.
Right. That's another thing, too. We need to get back to small communities. We need to get back together, small communities actually working together and people being more active in their community. Because people when people think about this whole situation, they think just on the federal level and on the global level, but it all begins in the communities, and that's why Democrats usually have like such a ability to turn chairs. Sometimes chairs a lot of times it has ability to start a grassroots movement. Yeah. Because they get in there, they get into the communities, and they get into the towns and everything. And they get people riled up about non-issues. Yeah,
and it's just, I don't know. I just want to put out there also that we're not. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to say that other people are lower educated than others.
Lower IQ.
Yeah, and
but that is a problem.
I mean, yeah, you get screwed off people that are trying to run chairs and all that.
Right. I mean, but look at the Democrats, right? A lot
of times, we let that happen.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We let the indoctrination of our children happen because, talking about low IQ, usually, they get a hold of the children because the children are naive, right. And that's how all those revolutions in the past, all those communist revolutions happened in the past. Because they got all the children riled up that were in high school level, middle school, and even maybe entry of college level, and got them riled up, and they revolted against, their government, whatever it was before. And that's what's happening now. The Democrats are just taking it right out of the, communist playbook.
Yeah. And, and going back to the whole community thing, guys, I know a lot of you are thinking like, oh, well, stuff takes money and everything. Not really. It takes it takes villagers to take care of the village. It takes everybody as a family,
Yeah, you just have to want to do it.
Yeah, you just have to want that to be taken into place. And, yeah, money. Let's talk about that real quick. Speaking of money,
I mean, we're hurting for money, but
no. I'm talking about what you call it. The feds. Like everybody needs to get silver right now.
Oh yeah. Well, see, a lot of the reason why. Okay, so part of the plan of the whole caravan was to ensure the collapse of America.
And 7 minutes, so we're going to try to squeeze this in real quick.
Yeah, we're going to try to squeeze this in really quick. Okay, so the caravan situation is just a part of their plan that they were going to use. One part was to crash the economy, and the other part was to invade America with socialist South Americans. And the Federal Reserve is on track to destroy the economy right now, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen no matter what. And the thing you have to realize is that they're going to try to blame it on Trump. They're going to try to say that it was his tariff initiative and things like that. But this collapse has been planned since the Federal Reserve was put in place in 1913. They just didn't have everything in place to be able to crash the economy the way they want to. But now they're at a point where it's like all or nothing.
Right.
But we want it to crash. We as a people...
Because remember, people, the reason why we came up with the dollar is because it was backed up by the gold and silver that we had.
Right.
All the metals that we had. It was that specific piece of paper. Remember, guys.
Right. Like in the Constitution, it says $1 equals 1 silver ounce.
1 silver ounce. Do you hear that, guys? $1.
Now, it's not like that now.
Well, of course not, because the Fed doesn't recognize it like that, which they have brainwashed you to not recognize it as that.
Right,
either.
Correct.
And then they want to talk about cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency is backed up by what?
The petrodollar.
The petrodollar. And the petrodollar is backed up by what?
Debt.
Our debt. And then, because that's all it is now is debt.
Yeah.
Because we don't have enough precious metals anymore that add up to that.
Right. No, that's why I was saying, silver doesn't cost a dollar anymore for an ounce.
Right.
Because
it's like what, 14 something an ounce right now. So people go out and buy it.
Yeah, buy it now because once the collapse happens, once the dollar completely dies, the silver and gold is going to go up, but silver is going to go up the most. Don't try to get gold, unless you have thousands and thousands of dollars. Like gold
unless you're
silver.
rich.
Yeah. But even if you're rich, you would still be getting more out of silver if you bought a shitload.
Like a lot, guys.
Yeah, like just buy as much silver. Even if you only buy 2 ounces, like you're protecting your family's wealth. And now that we have all this craziness going on, the Caravan trying to come through the southern border, the Southern American border,
and then all this feminist stuff, the new feminist stuff,
yeah, the neo-feminist
third wave going on.
Right.
And just all this nonsense, and then on top of that, the dollar falling.
And it's because they're scared. They're scared what Trump is about to do. He's about to slap the cuffs on Mueller, all of them, on Comey.
Because, guys, listen, none of this is going to matter anyway.
Yeah.
All this LGBT whatever.
Yeah.
And, I mean, all this equal rights stuff, because it's going to come down to it as survival, everyone.
Right, exactly.
And if we do not work together...
It's just going to be way worse.
It's just going to be free for all. Everybody's going to just slaughter each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless we come together and we try to fix this right on how to make things start farming as we can now.
Yeah, in a cohesive,
and start actually saving up crops as much as we can.
That's another thing, because there's a grand solar minimum coming, but that's going to have to be for another show, because we're only at 3 minutes. But yeah, I think that's.
But we just really want to say to you guys that we really appreciate y'all listening.
Yes.
And like we said, we put our own money into this, and
most of our money. We literally just bought a new computer for this.
We're all in on it.
We're all in it. Yeah.
And we want to do this for you guys, and hopefully get bigger for you guys.
And we want to do this because we like to do this.
And hopefully, when we get big, we can actually have fun with you guys, in person and stuff like that. We would love that.
Yeah,
we would love that.
Go to all these rallies and everything.
Get some beers and stuff, man. I don't care. Let's get drunk together, man, and talk about bullshit.
And if we can finally get weed legal in Texas, we can talk about that.
Sure.
Okay.
We need your help.
Yeah.
And we love y'all.
Which, wherever you find us, you can always find our Patreon and our shirt service, or our shirt sales, our shirt store.
Spit it out, Bradley.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm trying to rush because we're running out of time. So, yeah, please buy a shirt, buy a hoodie. We have an NPC shirt that's hilarious. And we also have another shirt that depicts Obama stealing money from America through Congress and everything through an omnibus bill. It's great stuff. We'll talk to you again next Wednesday. We're talking about adding more episodes each week, and we'll see you next time.